Hello, everyone. This is Robert Paltz, and we're going to take and do a little bit on genealogy workflow and the hardware involved that I use for my workflow. So basically, I've been asked by quite a few people what kind of hardware I have, what kind of software I have, how I'm doing it. So this is going to be a series. I'm starting out with hardware. And it's appropriate time to do that because since about December of last year, November, December of last year, actually starting with Black Friday, I've been upgrading my hardware equipment. And so let's go through and show you what I've got. Disclaimer, I'm neither a professional or an expert genealogist, just an amateur like you. I do these videos now for a collaborative effort. At one point in time, it was for training people on the ways I was doing things, but I'm doing it more for a collaborative now. So you can take and I'll show you mine and you show me yours, and we'll try and figure out which one of us is can take and shave a little bit off the other's project and make it a little bit more fun and faster. I started doing these videos because I was told I went too fast when I did presentations. And this is a way people can stop and rewind it. Most of the people were, it was different points in my presentations that they wanted to take and see it, slow me down. All views are expressed are mine. I'm a member of 7 genealogy and history societies. I don't represent any of them, and I do administer 2 Facebook sites. You're welcome to join them if you have relatives with those surnames. Okay, a hardware summary. I'm going to show you the drafting board and display items on the wall. How I display the items on the wall. The printer and the book scanner. Most of this stuff you saw last year. Internet access. I now have fiber to the house. Started in January or so. And I doubled my speed and cut the price by about $20 a month. So I was real happy with that. The gaming computers, the support for displays. I bought that at Black Friday on a Black Friday special. I'll show you that. And the 4 displays. I had 2 displays on the last computer, and I decided to move up to 4 because, I actually wanted 3. And the 4th was kind of a freebie because computers come in multiples of 2. And then the external server drive, we've talked about that several times. I've upgraded to 4 terabyte. Okay, I use the drafting board is used for drawing brain maps. And it was most often used in my video on how did we got to Oklahoma. You can see a lot of the maps, the brain maps that I did in there. Also use it for any type of graphics like I did for the one generation, fifth cousin, one place removed video, or eighth cousin, one place removed. I have now installed a display wall that's occurred since the first of the year, so I can view all these. So I can walk in. We had when we bought this house, we ended up with 3 bedrooms. We only wanted 2, and but to get all the other amenities that we wanted, we had to go to 3. And so the third one is like a storage room, and I've used one wall of it to take and set up viewing all of the brain maps that I've been doing. This is what that looks like. Here's the drafting board. Here's some of the storage. And here's all the charts that you see that's in the how my family got to Oklahoma thing. So there'll be modifications to this. I got this thing scheduled to take and do some modifications. I need to take and put some storage on it for the materials that I use on it, stuff like that. But that's basically where it's at. We'll see where it goes next year. Next item I have is my printer and book scanner. The printer is a Canon TS2202. Very inexpensive, and it only does printing. And I wanted a printer that only did printing. Everything, I've had several printers that have just died on me. And it's been something that I didn't necessarily use. and now it's not working. So I wanted a hardwired computer one, and it's very inexpensive, and it prints out very good quality. I'm quite happy with it. And then the book scanner I've had for a couple of years now, about 3 now, as a matter of fact. And I use that for scanning books. I'm scanning flat documents. I use it for the presentation portion of it. I just use that in the video I did on the German box. So that's how I did the video and showed you the views of what was in that box. Okay. All of my equipment is mounted on movable tables. I was fortunate. The library in Oklahoma was having a sale, library sale. I had 3 of these in there, and I bought all 3 of them. This has got the printer set up. It's got my storage down here. I've got all my supplies down here for doing stuff, and I can disconnect this and move it out of the room when I'm not doing printing or scanning. And so that opens up the room. I can also, when people come visit, since I do everything in my den, I can move this out, and it makes more room for people to sit around and talk. Okay, as I said, my internet access is fiber to the home. This was upgraded in December and January. They installed a fiber cable to my home, and the computer is hardwired using Ethernet to the cable. It's that yellow, no, it's that blue cable right down there. This white cable that's coming across there is the fiber that goes out to the internet. The blue cable, which is mine, the yellow cable goes to my television set and DVD player. That's my streaming cable. This router also has Bluetooth, not Bluetooth. It's got Wi-Fi, and it can take in and I have about 5 other pads and phones and miscellaneous devices that hook up Wi-Fi wise to it. You can actually get faster throughput through if you can do a cable to it. And since this is a 1 gigabit connection that I'm paying for, it's and I have 100 gigabits going to it. It's got to buffer a lot. But anyway, I try to maximize it out. The next step up, I haven't purchased it, but it's just a matter of purchasing more bandwidth. I can go up to 10 gigabits on this service. Okay. Needed to replace the computer. Windows 10 was coming to an end. My computer couldn't be upgraded. In addition to that, my computer was over 10 years old, and it started having problems. Just random little things. It would just stop working. And it was getting very logged down. Most of that was, as I have figured out, was memory. So I doubled my memory, and I had 2 displays on it, on the old computer, and I wanted to move up to 3. There were lots of things that I was doing with Zotero and Brute's Magic open at the same time, and felt like I needed it. So Black Friday special came around. They had a gaming computer on this. It's by Big Best Buy. I'm fortunate now that the Best Buy store is just around the corner from me, and they will service this computer. Now, I'd have preferred a name band, and I would have preferred an Intel processor in it, but I just couldn't pass this one up. And everything I've read about this AMD processor is that it's not especially a good gaming processor, but it's a really good business processor. And most of my applications would fall in the business category. And so I went with 16 gigabits of memory. At the same time, I bought another 32 gigabits of memory to take and put in when the warranty wears out. So this was an excellent price. This was about $200, $300 cheaper than they had been running, at least the ones that I'd looked at. And it has an 8 gigabyte storage for the display card, and that's important because that takes the load off your RAM and puts it on the display for the display cards. And if you're going to run 4 displays, you need to have a lot of storage for those, and especially high definition displays. Okay. Like I said, I had 2 displays, and I was constantly minimizing and opening in another window. So if it was going to get another computer. I wanted to support at least 3. Well, the computers come in groups of 2, so displays come in groups of 2 on computers. So, okay, this is how the displays are arranged. Yeah, not what I wanted to do. Bear with me a minute. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. When you're set up Microsoft Windows, this is how, Windows 11. This is how they labeled the displays 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and so I'll use those numbers in the next slides. So this is how I use the 4 displays for standard research. 1 is used for my filing system, so I can see what I have filed. It's a relatively small display. It's I think it's a 15-inch display. All these displays except for number 4 is, I have to remember what the numbering system is. Number 4 was a new display. I had planned on using the display on the old computer. It was an all-in-one computer, and that proved to be problematic after 2 months of trying to do that and keep it going. Every time there was a power outage, I had to go through a routine to bring it up as a display. And so the local office supply store had a sale on displays, and I purchased one for it. So it's a 27-inch. This is a 32-inch that you're looking at this on, and then I have a 20 and 24-inch that I've inserted vertically for long documents. Okay. So number 1 was used for the filing system. Number 2 is used for Zotero. That's the long one, long narrow one, and for long documents, for reviewing long documents. Really works good for legal documents. 3 is used for Roots Magic. Roots Magic doesn't like to be moved from display to display. It just doesn't adjust to different sizes. And all 4 of these displays are different pixels and different physical sizes and different pixels. So I've got a 27-inch, I got a 32-inch, I got about a 15-inch, and I got about a 24-inch. Okay. So this is what they look like. Oh gosh, it's got to click up there. See if there we go. We got rid of it. Okay, here's Zotero. Here's my filing system. And I'm going to go into the filing system on one of these videos. I'll go into each one of these on one of these videos, in fact. This is Roots Magic up, and this is a search on Family Search. Okay, so this has an individual up. You can see what data they've got, what data is there. You can record the research log in Zotero. Here's the filing system, so you can see which documents you already have down, so you don't have to take and bring down extra documents. And then here's Roots Magic, and you can see the data in Roots Magic for an individual, which I didn't bring up, but that would have been useful. Okay. How I use 4 displays for Zoom training. Number 1 is used for the individual speaker. That's sharing Zoom. Sometimes when they're sharing something in their window, I have to move it down to number 3 to take and blow it up and see the detail. 2 is used for attendees in the Zoom meeting. That's and it's also got the control and the chat there. So that's in 2. 3 is reviewing websites that are in the presentation or practicing what's being discussed in the application. So I can have the right above my head on 1 is the presentation, and 3 is my practice session, so I can take and match them as close as I can. And 4 is Zotero. Zotero I use to take notes during training sessions. And so that's open. Sometimes I will, if Roots Magic's not over in 3, I might open it up in 4 and then swap between them. So that sounds like I need 6 displays, doesn't it? My wife would not find that interesting. Okay, I store everything on a server drive that's external. I'm currently at 4 terabytes. This one and on this particular computer plugs into a port on top of the case. and just sits up there. I haven't had a need to tie it down yet. It's I considered putting some tie wraps up there through the grid and tie it down, but it hasn't proven to be a need. It seems to stay in place. Okay. Alrighty, that was that. So this is what the unit looks like. Uh, Normally it's turned 90 degrees, and I have the back to this unit over here. Here's the UPS for it. It will run for several minutes on the UPS when the power goes out, so you have plenty of time to shut down. And like I said, this is all four monitors. I bought this Christmas tree unit to take and hold the four monitors. There's the camera that you see me through right now. This unit, the console has been, it's you're going to love this. It's bungee cord to this unit normally. I have built a tray down here with four casters on it to move it around. To get it under here, this case was tall. To get it under here, I had to build a caster in here. I had to take the shelving unit out of this, and then I bungee cord it to the side, and it moves around with it. As you can see in this picture, I still have the plastic on the glass. That's still new to me. Okay. This is my playlist, my YouTube playlist. You may find some of my other videos interesting. This may help explain how I do things hardware-wise. And as always, here's my contact information. Please subscribe and give a thumbs up. Feedback is wonderful. It helps me. You wouldn't believe how fast I can take and get things done and stuff now from the help that I've received. I do respond to emails. It takes me a while. I read them once a week. And yeah, I would like to have you email additional topics you think I should take. And thank you for your time. Really appreciate you being here. All righty.